Buckle up, because what just went down between Chrisean Rock and DJ Akademiks makes the Kardashians look like a church choir rehearsal. I'm talking drama so messy it needs its own hazmat suit. Chrisean, the queen of slinging fists and viral chaos, just found herself on the receiving end of Akademiks' flamethrower mouth, and let me tell you, the internet is eating this up like free Popeyes on a Friday night. Now. If you know Akademiks, you know subtlety isn't in his vocabulary. This man doesn't comment, he detonates. He dragged Chrisean Rock so hard you'd think she signed up for a full-body roast session instead of a rap career. And the best part? He did it with the precision of a surgeon and the volume of a man who's never found the mute button in his life. Fans are clutching their pearls, spitting out their Red Bulls, and typing in all caps because the showdown isn't just spicy, it's Carolina Reaper dipped in lighter fluid. This isn't a diss, this is a demolition. And the crazy part? We're just scratching the surface. Because if you think this was bad, wait until you hear how the entire hip-hop internet reacted. So here's the tea straight from the internets. Boiling pot, Chrisean Rock. The self-proclaimed ride-or-die who's turned more IG lives into street fights than reality TV producers could dream of scripting. Finally met her match, not in a boxing ring, not in a courtroom, not even in Blueface's living room, though we all know that's usually the arena. Nope, this time. Her opponent was DJ Akademiks, the internet's loudest megaphone. The man who can drag a celebrity without even leaving his gaming chair. Now let's set the stage. Akademiks isn't new to controversy. This man has been beefing with rappers, influencers, ex-girlfriends of rappers, actual rappers' kids, and even random fans on Twitch since forever. If there's a circus, Ak is not only attending, he's the ringmaster, clown, and heckler all in one. And when he decided to lock eyes on Chrisean Rock, baby, it was like tossing gasoline on a bonfire that was already lit with Blueface drama. Baby mama meltdowns and Instagram rants at 2 a.m. It all started with a simple stream because with Akademiks, everything starts with a stream. Picture this, Ak is sipping Henny, talking reckless as always, probably halfway into a 3-hour rant about the state of hip-hop when someone drops Chrisean Rock's name in the chat. And that was it. That was the ignition switch. The moment that comment appeared, Akademiks morphed into a demolition machine. He unloaded on Chrisean like she personally crashed his hard drive. He didn't just say she's messy, no. He went nuclear. Ak accused her of being the mascot for dysfunction, the queen of chaos, and the poster child for why Instagram should have a parental advisory sticker. Savage doesn't even begin to cover it. This wasn't shade, this was a full-blown eclipse, and let's be real, Chrisean Rock's brand is already chaos. This is the woman who went viral for knocking out her own tooth, then got even more viral for proudly rocking the Gap like it was a designer accessory. She's fought in parking lots, studios, backstage, on airplanes, on live streams, and maybe even in her dreams. Her resume reads like World Star Highlights Hall of Fame Edition. So when Akademiks dragged her, people weren't just shocked by what he said, they were shocked by how far he went. But here's where it gets juicier. Akademiks claimed he had receipts, you know? That magic word that makes Twitter melt faster than ice cream on a Vegas sidewalk. He hinted that he had insider info about Chrisean's behind-the-scenes behavior, that she wasn't just wild in public, but even worse in private. According to him, her so-called brand of authenticity is nothing but a 24/7 train wreck. And fans? Oh, they lost their collective minds. Twitter went off like a fire alarm. One fan tweeted, Ak just did more damage to Chrisean's career in 10 minutes than Blueface did in 2 years. Another wrote, this makes the Kardashians look like they're doing Bible study. And then the memes rolled in. Chrisean's face photoshopped onto a WWE wrestler getting slammed through a table. Akademiks holding a flamethrower labeled Twitch. It was digital anarchy, but here's the kicker. Chrisean Rock did not stay silent. If there's one thing we know about her, it's that silence is not in her DNA. Before Akademiks could even finish his rant, she was already on Instagram Live, pacing like a heavyweight boxer in the locker room, ready to swing. She shouted, she cursed, she laughed, and of course, she threatened to pull up. Because in Chrisean world, every argument has GPS directions attached. Her fans rallied too. They filled comment sections with, protect Chrisean, and Ak is just jealous. Others weren't so kind. Some agreed with Akademiks, saying, Finally, someone said what we were all thinking. The divide was instant. Team Chrisean versus Team Ak. And suddenly, the internet wasn't just watching, it was picking sides like it was the Super Bowl. But let's not act brand new here. Chrisean Rock has been controversial since she first popped onto the scene. Remember the Zeus Network chaos? Remember her public brawls with Blueface that made Maury episodes look tame? She thrives on spectacle. Drama isn't just around her, it's her oxygen. So for Akademiks to call her out like this, it wasn't just a diss. It was like he challenged her crown as the reigning queen of internet chaos, and oh, did she take that personally. Because as much as Chrisean loves to play the role of I don't care, her energy screamed the opposite. You could see it in her eyes during her IG leave rant. This wasn't just about Akademiks' words, this was about pride. It was about someone finally calling her out in a way she couldn't just brush off. And that's what made this moment explode. Meanwhile, hip-hop bloggers were scrambling to get their takes out first. Headlines popped up faster than microwave popcorn. Akademiks exposes Chrisean Rock's toxic brand. Chrisean responds to brutal dragging. Twitter explodes over Ak versus Rock. It was everywhere. You couldn't scroll your feed without bumping into it. And here's the irony, both of them benefited. Akademiks thrives on outrage clicks, and Chrisean thrives on staying relevant through chaos. It's like two villains in a comic book teaming up to destroy the city. Except in this case, the city is Twitter timelines and YouTube comment sections. The spectacle fed itself. So let's pause for a second and appreciate the absurdity. You've got Akademiks, a man whose whole brand is yelling into a microphone like the world's loudest uncle at Thanksgiving, versus Chrisean Rock, a woman who could probably start an argument with her own reflection. This was never going to end quietly. This was destined to be messy. And boy, did it deliver. By the time the first wave of reactions settled, one thing was clear: this wasn't just a small skirmish. This was the opening act of a full-blown internet war. And while part 1 showed us the blast, what came next was the aftershock: celebrity reactions, viral memes, and public outrage that took this beef from petty drama to headline of the week. The moment Akademiks lit that verbal firecracker, it didn't just spark, it set the entire hip-hop internet ablaze. Every corner of Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube lit up like Times Square on New Year's Eve. And you know how it goes when a scandal hits. The peanut gallery of celebrities comes crawling out like moths to a flame. Blueface, of course, couldn't resist. This man treats Chrisean drama the way McDonald's treats fries. He serves it up with everything. He jumped on social media with his signature smugness, basically co-signing Akademiks' takedown. Imagine the hypocrisy. The same guy who turned their relationship into a non-stop demolition derby suddenly acting like the judge of morality. Fans couldn't believe it. One fan wrote, "Blueface co-signing Ak is like a firefighter showing up to a blaze with a flamethrower. Savage, but accurate." And Chrisean? Oh, she was heated. She went on Instagram Live, stomping around, hair flying, shouting like the Avengers just summoned her for battle. Her voice cracked between rage and laughter, calling out both Akademiks and Blueface in the same breath. It was pure chaos, the kind of rant that makes you pause your Netflix show just to rewatch it twice. She called Ak a loud clown hiding behind a mic, and dragged Blueface for switching sides like a broke ex. The fans had no chill either. Memes started raining down at hurricane speed. TikTok surfaced with dramatic reenactments of the beef, with creators putting on wigs and hoodies, imitating Chrisean swinging on a camera while Ak yelled into an imaginary mic. Someone even did a mashup edit of Mortal Kombat, replacing the fighters with Ak and Chrisean, complete with the announcer shouting, "Finish her." The internet was hysterical, and honestly, the creativity was unmatched. Then came the celebrity subtweets. Rapper after rapper jumped in with cryptic messages. Some said Akademiks was out of pocket, others argued Chrisean needed that reality check. It felt like high school lunch tables all over again, with everyone whispering their opinions but nobody saying the full thing out loud. Cardi B even liked a post about women being unfairly targeted by men with platforms, which fans immediately connected to Chrisean's situation. Cue another explosion of theories. And speaking of theories, you know the internet can't just sit back and enjoy chaos, they've got to dissect it like FBI investigators. Some claimed Akademiks had personal beef with Chrisean long before this rant. Others said Blueface was secretly feeding him info, trying to bury Chrisean once and for all. A few even claimed the entire thing was staged, like some Zeus Network plot twist to keep their names trending. And honestly, with these three, nothing is too far-fetched, but here's where things spiraled. The public outrage didn't just stay online. It started bleeding into real-world conversations. Podcasts dissected it. Hip-hop blogs dropped think pieces with headlines like, "Is Akademiks the hero or villain in the Chrisean saga?" Commentators debated whether he was holding Chrisean accountable or simply exploiting her chaos for views. And let's be honest, both could be true. Ak thrives on controversy, and Chrisean thrives on being controversial. This was the perfect storm, the internet equivalent of Batman and Joker locked in an eternal grudge match. Still, the hypocrisy didn't go unnoticed. Fans started dragging Akademiks for his own messy past. Old clips resurfaced of him shouting, slurring words, wilding out on streams. How's Ak gonna talk about chaos when his Twitch lives look like deleted Jerry Springer footage? One fan posted, racking up thousands of likes. The internet wasn't just picking sides. It was building entire case files against both of them. Meanwhile, Chrisean doubled down. She pulled the classic "I don't care" routine, posting selfies and inspirational captions right after her rants, as if she wasn't just tearing the internet in half. But her energy betrayed her. She clearly cared, and fans saw it. Comments flooded her page, some supportive, some brutal. "Stay strong, queen" sat right next to "Ak read you like a bedtime story." It was Digital Whiplash.Akademiks, of course, was eating it up. He jumped back online, pouring gasoline on the flames with even more rants. Every time he went live, tens of thousands tuned in just to see what he'd say next. It was like watching a demolition derby where the cars kept coming back. More banged up each time, but refusing to quit. At one point, Ak even compared Chrisean to a walking Zeus Network subscription, and the internet lost it. Fans couldn't stop quoting it, turning it into memes, TikTok soundbites, even Twitter bios. The insult became viral currency, cementing this feud as one of the messiest of the year. By now, the whole situation wasn't just a feud, it was a full-blown cultural event. Every scroll through social media was another twist. Blueface sneak dissing, Chrisean ranting, Ak doubling down, fans turning chaos into comedy. And just when you thought it couldn't get any crazier, insiders began whispering that major labels were nervous. Apparently, some execs were worried Chrisean's brand was becoming too toxic for sponsorships. Imagine that, the same industry that made millions off rappers beefing suddenly clutching their pearls over Chrisean rock. The hypocrisy could fill a stadium. But that's the thing about scandals, they're double-edged swords. While some doors close, others swing wide open. Chrisean's streams were skyrocketing. Clips of her lives racked up millions of views. Akademiks' rants hit trending pages. Blogs were swimming in clicks. This wasn't just drama, it was a goldmine. And everyone involved knew it. Still, the damage to reputations was real. Ak was branded a bully by half the internet, while Chrisean was painted as the eternal chaos queen. Fans were exhausted, but addicted. They couldn't look away. This wasn't just an argument, it was an event. And everyone wanted front row seats. And here's the kicker, nobody backed down. Instead of fizzling out, the scandal snowballed. Every reaction created another ripple. Every clapback created another headline. It was an endless loop of chaos, dragging everyone deeper into the drama. Because at the end of the day, this wasn't about who was right or wrong. It was about the spectacle. It was about watching two professional chaos agents collide in real time. And as the outrage grew, one question loomed over everyone's head. What happens next? The dust settled. Or at least it should have. But in the world of Chrisean rock and Akademiks, nothing ever truly settles. Instead, the fallout only amplified. Chrisean's image was fractured, yet strangely electrified, the kind of chaos that keeps brands, blogs, and memes alive for weeks. Every outlet, from Hip-Hop DX to the smallest fan blog, ran headlines dissecting her every move, her every word, even her every facial expression during that infamous Instagram live. If looks could kill, if looks could kill. Chrisean's glare during that rant would have been declared a national emergency. Meanwhile, Akademiks was cementing his reputation as the undisputed loudest, most unfiltered voice in rap commentary. Some fans hailed him as a hero, a man with the courage to expose raw truths, while others painted him as a villain, a keyboard warrior who turned internet chaos into a brand. But let's be honest, it doesn't matter. In the age of clicks, outrage is the currency, and Ak just became a billionaire in social clout. Chrisean's relationships weren't spared either. The feud sparked conversations in her inner circle, and whispers started circulating about trust issues, business deals on hold, and friendships strained. Fans speculated endlessly. Did this drag impact potential collapse? Would sponsors step back? Could she even trust her own team after this digital circus? Every rumor fueled more clicks, more memes, more chaos. And let's be real, Chrisean thrives when the internet loses its mind over her. She's practically allergic to boring headlines. Meanwhile, the memes kept coming, evolving into a cultural artifact of pure madness. TikTok creators use slow-mo effects, dramatic zoom-ins, and captions like, "Akademiks versus Chrisean, the untold truth," while fans laughed, cried, and argued in the comment sections. Even mainstream media couldn't ignore it. It was impossible to scroll your feed without bumping into a clip, a meme, or a hot take about the meltdown. The scandal became a reference point for chaos, a case study in how digital drama can dominate conversation for weeks. But beyond the laughs, there were lessons. Akademiks reminded everyone that commentary isn't just opinion, it can reshape narratives, topple reputations, and turn private chaos into public spectacle. And Chrisean Rock proved that notoriety is a double-edged sword. It brings attention, power, and relevance, but it also paints a target on your back. For every fan cheering her on, another critic was sharpening their claws, ready to pounce on our next misstep. Social media reactions became like an ever-expanding universe. Twitter polls asked whether Chrisean should quit social media forever or double down on the drama. Instagram threads dissected every gesture, every eye roll, every syllable from both Ak and Chrisean. Even YouTube comment sections evolved into battlefield maps, with fans claiming territory for Team Chrisean or Team Akademiks. It was performance art disguised as scandal, and everyone was a critic. And while some people fretted over reputations and future opportunities, others couldn't stop enjoying the show. It was addictive, almost hypnotic. Clips of Chrisean swinging her phone, Ak shouting over his microphone, Blueface lurking somewhere in the background, all of it fed a narrative that seemed too perfect to be real, yet undeniably real enough to dominate feeds. Drama like this is rare. It's the kind of moment that gets remembered, quoted, and turned into content for years. But the impact wasn't just digital. In the real world, it shifted perceptions. People started asking questions. Who really has power in this digital age? Who controls the narrative? And can anyone survive unscathed after being dragged by a social media titan like Akademiks? Chrisean's followers doubled down on defending her, while detractors argued she got what was coming. Both sides were right. She gained attention, but at a cost. Interestingly, the controversy sparked conversations about accountability. Akademiks' critique wasn't just entertainment, it forced people to consider the consequences of online behavior. Was Chrisean reckless? Yes. Did she have moments of brilliance, charisma, and influence? Absolutely. And in a world where virality is currency, she just learned how expensive that currency can be when someone like Ak decides to cash in. Yet, despite all the chaos, one thing remained crystal clear. The saga didn't kill Chrisean's relevance. It amplified it. The scandal, the memes, the viral clips, they all combined into a force field that kept her in headlines. And for Akademiks? He solidified his status as the man who can make or break internet personalities with a single stream. Both players understood the unspoken truth. Controversy is king, and in this digital kingdom, attention is the crown. And just when you think it's over, the story hints at more to come. Fans are waiting for the next move, a clapback, a surprise collab, or perhaps a completely unexpected meltdown that reignites the fire. The narrative never truly ends, it only pauses, giving the audience time to binge, scream, and speculate. With Chrisean Rock and Akademiks in the same orbit, the next scandal is always just around the corner. So, what's the takeaway? Drama rules. Scandal dominates. Viral chaos is the new standard for relevance. And for Chrisean Rock, being dragged isn't the end, it's the beginning of the next viral chapter. The aftermath isn't just about wins or losses. It's about staying alive in the digital arena, surviving the commentary, The memes, the celebrity takes, and the fan wars. And for the internet? Well, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Because this is the world we live in now, where a single Instagram live can spark a media frenzy, where commentary can shape reputations overnight, and where one viral moment can define an era. And Chrisean Rock? She's still standing, still relevant, and still a headline magnet. Akademiks? He's still loud, unfiltered, and unapologetically influential. Together, they've created a scandal that fans will dissect, meme, and obsess over for months and maybe even years. The story isn't over. It's evolving. And if there's one thing we've learned, it's that in the universe of internet chaos, Chrisean Rock and Akademiks are primetime stars. Every tweet, every stream, every live is another episode. And the audience? We're just lucky enough to have front row seats. Alright fam, listen up. If you thought that saga was wild, strap in because the chaos doesn't stop here. If you're still sitting there quietly scrolling like a casual fan, you're missing out on the front row seats to the most insane internet showdown of the year. Smash that like button like it owes you money. Seriously, hit it so hard your device feels it in its motherboard. Every tap tells the algorithm, yes, I'm here for the drama, I'm here for the chaos, and I refuse to miss a single second of this madness. Comment below right now. Tell us who you're riding with, Team Chrisean or Team Akademiks? Don't hold back. We want the heat, the receipts, the savage takes. Make your keyboard cry. Make the comment section feel like it's hosting a celebrity boxing match because that's exactly what it's about. Your opinions aren't just welcomed. They're essential to keeping this scandal alive, breathing, and trending. And don't forget to subscribe. You want the next twist? You want the next surprise clapback? You want to see the internet explode in real time? Then this is the channel for you. We serve drama hotter than a Carolina Reaper dipped in ghost pepper sauce. New scandals drop constantly here, and if you blink, you might miss the chaos that will make Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok lose their minds. So hit that bell. Ring it like it owes you royalties. Because this is where the headlines are born, the memes are forged, and the chaos is king. Stay locked in, stay loud, and remember, if you love drama, if you crave controversy, if you live for the outrageous, this is your home. Trend Tattle isn't just reporting the news, we make the internet gasp. And trust me, the next scandal is already brewing.